Have you been asking the question, what do campaign consultants do? Well, if that's the burning question you have today, I'm going to answer it for you. Stay tuned. So, what do campaign consultants do? There's a number of things that they can do, and a lot of times they tailor it to your organization and the type of campaign, what your campaign looks like, what kinds of campaigns you've had in the past, what your donor list looks like. But for the most part, the first thing that a campaign consultant is going to do for you is a feasibility study. Now, sometimes feasibility studies can cost a lot of money. And small organizations, new organizations, a lot of times they don't have the money for a feasibility study because it can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. What those organizations do is something that I call an assessment. They do a campaign assessment. They do a fundraising assessment. And a consultant is so important to hire to do this. And here's the reason why. When you do a feasibility study or an assessment, you're going around to your potential donors, your past largest donors, your lead gift donors, and you're asking them questions about the nonprofit. What do you think of the impact? What do you think of what they have accomplished? What do you think about this campaign? Do you think this campaign could be successful? Would you participate in this campaign, and how would you participate? So what the campaign consultant is doing is interviewing that person. Now, if you were sitting there as the nonprofit, a lot of times the donors don't want to hurt your feelings. I mean, they don't want to say, you know what? I don't want those gifts they give us. I don't want those DVDs. I don't want any of that. They may not say it because they think that it will offend the nonprofit. So a campaign consultant is just so important to have them do the feasibility study and the assessment. And so what happens from that? So the information that donor or prospective donor gives is confidential. However, the campaign consultant can help direct you and advise you. Again, a good reason to have a campaign consultant, because you may have been asking this donor for $1,000 every year. And this donor tells the campaign consultant, you know, I really want to just give this house to the nonprofit, but nobody's ever really asked me. So what it will do is it will give you a whole new perspective on your donor base and your prospective donor base. Number one, you got to do a feasibility study. You've got to find out, is it feasible even to do this campaign? Because if it's not feasible, and I've seen nonprofits do this time and again, the feasibility study or the assessment comes back and says, we won't support it, don't do it, and they do it anyway. And so then what happens? One of the ones I was involved in, the president of the organization went ahead with it, and the board didn't support it, the donors didn't support it, and then we ended up doing a debt reduction campaign, one of the hardest things you ever want to do. So don't get in that situation. If you do a feasibility study or an assessment, the donors and potential donors will tell you if it's something that they will support. And that's the key. You got to have support. Number two is you've got to have a case statement. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that that's a soapbox that I get up on. Robin gets on her soapbox about a case statement. Every nonprofit, I don't care how new you are, I don't care how long you've been around, you need a good case statement that's about 10 to 20 pages long that talks about the organization. But what I will tell you is that's your regular case statement that's evergreen, that will stay for a long time. You need a campaign case statement. That campaign case statement's important because it tells what the case is for this campaign. Why are you even buying that building? Why do you want that piece of property? Why are you building that playground? Why are you even doing it? And your regular case statement will probably talk about the campaign, but it won't get down into the details, telling the stories about, and the quotes and the stories about who's being benefited from this, the people who have been a part of your organization. What is it that they need, and why are you doing this particular campaign? What's the case for it? Okay, so number one, feasibility study. Number two, case statement specific to the campaign. Number three is you have to have a campaign plan. How many times have nonprofits not done a campaign plan? You should have a fundraising plan that talks about your whole year of fundraising. If your fiscal year starts in December and runs, or starts in January and runs through December, that's how your fundraising plan looks. If your fiscal year starts the 1st of July, runs through June, that's your fundraising plan. But you need one specific for this campaign. Now, granted, your overall yearly fundraising plan is going to say, there's going to be a line item that says whatever your campaign is. But then your campaign fundraising plan is going to have things like your gift range chart for the campaign. It's going to have potential donors in it. It's going to have, how are you going to go about this? Who's on the campaign committee? Who's responsible for it? So you have to have a campaign plan. Feasibility study, a must. You have to have your case statement and you have to have your campaign plan. Okay, so number four, what a campaign consultant is going to help you do is identify potential prospects. I mean, we already talked about people that the campaign consultant is going to go talk to who are past donors of yours, who are potential donors, and they're going to come back armed with this information. So the first place that you're going to look for donors for your campaign is within your database. That's the best place to start. Campaign consultant has access to a lot of different online programs, their experience working with other nonprofits, and they're going to be able to come in and give you a really honed in list of who you need to be talking to and ask amounts. And so they will take these donors and give you advice, how to approach them. The campaign consultant, most of us will go with you. We will go with you and ask for money. We will go with you and teach you how to ask for money. So that's the whole current donor side. But then the prospective donor side, those are the ones that you may not even know that give to organizations similar to yours. They may not even live in your area. But we as campaign consultants, we have access to programs that can just pinpoint who these people are, who may know these people, and what connection they may have to somebody on your board. Somebody on your board may not even know that they know this person who is a lead gift donor who's given to organizations just like yours. Those are the four main reasons that you need to hire a campaign consultant. 1, feasibility study. 2, case statement. 3, a campaign plan. And 4, to help you do prospecting and help you identify who your major donors may be. Thanks for joining me today, and just know I put up a lot of YouTube videos, and if you just subscribe to my channel, you'll know when I've put up new videos, and they're absolutely free. You can come and just get all the advice you need and want about fundraising. Subscribe today. Thank you.